Something fundamental changed in 1971. There were no tanks on the streets, no riots, no public vote. Yet, after that year, wages stopped keeping up with productivity. Debt exploded, asset prices surged, most people never even noticed it was happening. But their financial future, and yours, was quietly rewritten. This is the story of the decision made in 1971 and why you are still paying the price for it today. Before 1971, the world operated on a very different set of rules. After the devastation of World War II, the global financial system was rebuilt on a foundation of limits. At the center of this was the Bretton Woods Agreement. Money was tied to gold, the US dollar was convertible to gold at a fixed rate, and other major currencies were tied to the US dollar. This meant governments couldn't just print money whenever they wanted. Their ability to expand the money supply had a very real, physical ceiling, the amount of gold in their vaults. Growth under this system was perhaps slower, but it was built on a foundation of stability. By the late 1960s, this stable system was showing signs of serious strain. The United States was spending enormous amounts of money. The Vietnam War was incredibly expensive, and ambitious social programs at home required massive funding. To pay for it all, dollars began to flood the world. Foreign governments, holding vast reserves of these dollars, started to get nervous. They began asking a very simple but profound question: do you actually have the gold to back all this paper? Countries like France and Switzerland didn't just ask. They started demanding their gold back, trading in their dollars as the agreement allowed. The golden anchor was being tested, and the system was nearing its breaking point. Then came August 15, 1971. On a Sunday night, without public debate or warning, President Nixon announced a shocking decision. The United States was unilaterally ending the direct convertibility of the US dollar to gold. The gold window was closed. In an instant, the anchor that had stabilized the global financial system for nearly 3 decades was gone. The US dollar, and by extension all global currencies, were officially untethered from anything tangible. This move was presented to the public as a temporary measure to stabilize the economy. It was never temporary. It was a permanent shift in the nature of money itself. So, what really changed after that night? With money no longer anchored to gold, it became a tool of policy. Currency could be created not based on physical reserves but on political will. Credit became the new engine of growth. Debt, once a sign of distress, became a normal, even necessary, part of the economy. Governments gained immense flexibility to spend, banks gained unprecedented power to lend, and financial markets gained incredible speed. The old limits disappeared, and with them, so did financial discipline. The consequences of this shift weren't just abstract economic theories. They were felt in the daily lives of ordinary people. From that point on, a strange gap began to appear. Worker productivity continued to rise steadily, but wages for the average person flattened. At the same time, the prices of assets, things like housing, stocks, and land, began to inflate dramatically. A great divergence started. Those who owned assets saw their wealth surge ahead, while those who earned their living through labor found it harder and harder to get by. This growing inequality wasn't an accident. It was the mechanical result of a system where new money flows primarily into financial assets, not into paychecks.